Welcome to IDERA Virtual Education for SQL Compliance Manager. Today I'm going to show you how you can configure Compliance Manager for sending SNMP traps to other third-party systems. Now understand that Compliance Manager is a great auditing tool. It allows you to configure auditing for a variety of different event types, whether it's DML, DDL, admin activities, select operations, logins, or failed logins, and to configure it at the instance level down to sensitive databases, tables, and even column level. So once we have Compliance Manager configured and we're auditing, we may want to take some of that event data and push it to other security and event management systems or any other third-party tools, including ticketing systems. If those third-party tools are able to receive SNMP traps, then we can configure Compliance Manager to send traps to those systems. So to kick things off here, I'm going to go ahead and open up one of my tools here, a trap receiver. So let's pull that up. And we have that in the background. And we're basically putting this here so we can send traps and do some quick testing so you can see the event as it comes through. So next we're going to go back to Compliance Manager and specifically the administration section. This is where we have a variety of different options for viewing change activity within the console, looking at overall activity like services starting, creating access for different users to log into the product and giving them read-only rights if they need it. And this is also where we can set up event filters and alert rules. So today what we're going to do to send SNMP traps to other systems is to take advantage of the alert rules. So when I select the alert rules, on the right hand side I have different options for alert notifications. I can alert on event types, whether it's DDL, whether it's DML activities, select operations. I can also event on status of the architectural components, like if we cannot communicate with an agent, we haven't received a heartbeat in a while, or directories are filling up with event data, then we can alert on that as well. And then the data, as far as if someone is looking at sensitive data or if sensitive records are being changed. So those are some of the options we have for alert rule notifications. Now I've already created an alert rule for SNMP. So I've specifically honed in on my salary table of my payroll database. So let's go ahead and pull up that rule. And in my case, I want to send SNMP traps to another system, in this case my trap receiver application, if a select activity takes place. Now walking through this wizard will help you to very carefully define what it is that you want to send alert notifications, or in this case SNMP traps for. I've specifically focused on the instance of IDERA prod VM and also specifically the database payroll. I've also plugged in wildcard examples here so that if you have multiple databases of the same name, we can also consider all of the databases that fall under those guidelines. And then also the same for tables. I've focused on the employee salary table, including the use of wildcards. Something notable to mention is that you can use include or exclude, because if you have a lot of databases with a similar name or a lot of tables with a similar name, you might want to do exclusion type filtering for ease of use. And then as we move forward, we have the ability to do additional minor event filtering based on application, login, access check, or privileged user. Finally, we select the alert actions that we want to configure: email, writing to the application event log, or sending SNMP traps. I have selected all three of them, but we're going to focus again on SNMP traps. So clicking on the link at the very bottom for SNMP configuration, I can plug in the IP address, the port, and community string for what will be my SNMP trap receiver. In this case, I'm pointing it at itself. You can also hit the test button to do a quick test to make sure that it is able to communicate, and sure enough we see that a response pops up in the screen that that trap was received. So going back to the console, now we have set up the rule. We can give it a friendly name, set the severity ranking, and then select finish. Going over to Management Studio now, if I go to my payroll database, select the employee salary table, and I'll just do a real quick right click and select top 1000 rows, and it brings up the details of that table. And what will happen then is when Compliance Manager does its regular processing of event activity, which I'm going to force it. It will happen every 2 minutes in this case, but we'll go ahead and collect the audit data. And when we go to the trap receiver, we should see that it pops up a response, and sure enough, there it is. And if we need to view the details, we can double click on that to see the different OIDs and the information that's being passed relevant to that particular event. So it's as easy as that for setting up SNMP integration to other systems. Hopefully this has been helpful. Feel free to go out to our website and download SQL Compliance Manager. You can also reach out to us if you have any questions. Our website is www.idera.com. We also have a community forum where there are different experts communicating and collaborating with one another at community.idera.com. So thank you for watching the video, and have a great day.